Hi. I think it was the last video I did about Tomb Raider or something that expressed my love for video games. Now, what I didn't mention is that video games are the same things that help create my books. I mean, like I said before with the Celerity Volume 1, but I guess you can call it an advertisement. I don't really... I think that was just like a stupid video, but like, you know, people seem to like it, so like, okay.
Brian, I need to hit the notch.
I really like Fast and Furious. 1, 2, and 3. I have a soft spot for 7, but we're not talking about 7. They haven't been able to recapture that feeling of pure speed and that real authentic street culture. These new movies, they have cybernetic Negroes, gun battles with submarines. That's just not gonna do for me. In that video, I had mentioned that Fast and Furious was one of my inspirations for making those two books. But what I didn't mention was the games part. The games, where did they come into play? GTA 5 Online. You know, well, GTA by itself is like an amazing game, right? But when they added that multiplayer, right? And you can customize your very own character, yo. I would spend hours like trying to this was like 11-year-old me, I think. Yeah, I was like spending hours on GTA 5 Online, just like collecting money, doing jobs, getting all kinds of cars and whatnot. And it would be times where I just wasn't even doing missions and just like customizing cars and like driving around. And when I'm just like driving at like super speed and whatnot, just like going at the max limit, that's when the ideas start to come in my head. That's how I got the idea of the two main characters that are in both books. And this was me at 11, but I didn't go forward with it because I had so much doubt in my head. I have a lot of doubt, you know? That's what stops me from doing a lot of the stuff I do. But to be honest, I'm glad I didn't do it at that time, because at the time, the idea was still kind of like germinating a little bit, and not everything was finalized, and to be honest, not really like coherent. It was just a bunch of bullcrap that wasn't really sensical. Brr, it's freezing. Brr. It took me to the age of 15 to really start. Not 15, maybe 14. But I think the thing I did at 14 was like straight garbage, just like the music at the time. We'll talk about the music in a different video. It took me to age 15 to really start writing. And the first thing I wrote, it wasn't Celerity. It was this Western book. It was called Legend of the Rogues. That book, based on like Red Dead Redemption 2's online. Good in the beginning, but like it just gets so bloated. There's like way too much stuff going on. It's like 3 books in one, and it's just like it gets all over the place. And then like after a while, it just gets like, why is there so much in here? Damn, I just said the S word. I ended up scrapping that one. I was just reading Legend of the Rogues, and like having all this doubt in my head, I never published it. I never released it. And after that, all that doubt, you know, I took a big break from writing anything else until I was 16, and my old teacher, shout out Mr. Ezek, you the man. You probably don't watch YouTube that much, but shout out to you. You know, I made Celerity Volume 1 and 2 in his class. He was actually like one of the first people to read this original draft of the stories, and he had a lot of insight. You know, I still have his notes in a Google Doc somewhere. You know, he's a really cool guy, man. For all this critiquing from everybody, and after all this support, you know, I felt like releasing it. Finally, after all this time, I get to release it. But then there was a problem. Doubt again. But the doubt was onto something though, because the ending was trash. Not only that, but there were a lot of like story errors. I don't know, man, but that original draft, not good. I think I rewrote Celerity Volume 1 and 2 maybe 5 times, maybe 4, I don't know, but it was definitely more than once. What I should mention though is that originally it wasn't 2 books, it was just 1 book, but I felt like, I didn't want to run into the same problem I ran into with Legend of the Rogues, so I cut it in half, and, that alone cut the books by, half, maybe like half 300 pages, like half 400 pages, I don't know. Look, if I didn't do this to the book, it would be so long. It took like, I think, months after I graduated to be like, I'm gonna publish it. I'm gonna publish it. I'm gonna publish it. I'm gonna publish it. I kept telling myself I was gonna publish it, and I did. It's on Lulu right now. I was on radio. I was on like different shows promoting it. I was on podcasts. It was fun. Nobody by the way. I wasn't on any Joe Rogan or any of them. I was I like to consider myself small time, only because nobody really knows me, and especially on here. But yeah, it felt great. And then everybody was asking, where's the sequel at? And I kept telling them, the sequel is on the way. It's on a draft, and it's on the way. It's almost there. I released it last year, which meant that I took a 2-year hiatus from publishing anything.
But Thelonious, why'd you take a 2-year break?
Balls. No, but really though, the testicular torsion really shot me in my tracks. Not gonna lie, but I talked about that so many times. I'm over it now. I am. But I'm not gonna ignore that it was a huge factor of 2024. Huge factor that stopped me from doing a lot of stuff I wanted to do. And because I wasn't really doing anything that year, I felt like trash. I felt like trash. Couldn't focus on anything. Especially the book. The second book. Which I really wanted to release. And everybody's asking me questions like, dude, when are you gonna release it? When are you gonna release the second book? Blah 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 blah. Did you forget it? Did you forget to read? No. Did you forget to write the second book? What's going on with it? Everybody's asking me all these questions, and like, I couldn't fully explain how I felt at the time because, I didn't want to come off as weak for having this thing that wasn't really my fault. But after everything was said and done, and after my recovery, and during my vacation in Summers Point, boom, Volume 2. This video, the purpose of this video is to let people know that inspiration can come from anywhere. All types of media, even people. I don't think I would have this idea that turned into 2 books if it weren't for GTA, Midnight Club, of course Fast and Furious, but the games are really what solidified I'm gonna do this. Almost everybody wants to like feel that thrill of pure speed, just like behind the wheel, and even though it's really freaking dangerous, it's just like just like it's a good feeling, and I was able to capture that on paper. But people are asking me now, what's next? And I tell them that I have a 3rd book on the way. That's based a lot on action movies, inspired by action movies, good stuff. mainly the replacement killers, but there's more than just the replacement killers. But I won't say anything about that. I'm gonna close with this. If you have an idea and you want to build upon that idea, don't wait. Don't wait. Because I had this idea at 11 and I completed it by 20. There are kids younger than me that are established authors. And I find that pretty cool. You know, just knowing that, you know, it makes me feel really optimistic about the future. You know, with Skibidi Toilet Riz and all that. But, I keep saying but. It's really cold. I want to get back inside. I'm black. I am meant for the heat. Have a good day. And I hope you got something from this. Bye. Ah!